Behind the bright lights of Hollywood lay a world of clashes, heartbreaks, and unspoken wounds, and few lived through more of them than Chuck Connors, the towering star of The Rifleman. His public image was one of strength and steady resolve, but privately, his life was shaped by rivalries, shattered relationships, and moments that left scars no camera ever captured. One of the earliest storms in his career erupted during the tense production of Sundown Redemption, a film later retitled The Bitter Track. Trouble began the moment legendary actor Burt Lancaster joined the project. Known for pushing boundaries, rewriting scripts, and asserting control, Lancaster quickly reshaped the movie to suit his own vision. He'd done it before, on The Train, with director John Frankenheimer, and again on The Professionals, where screenwriter William Goldman publicly criticized him. So when Lancaster delivered a handwritten script revision marked co-written by BL, no one was surprised, except Chuck Connors, who suddenly found his character gutted, his dialogue reduced, and the emotional climax handed to Lancaster. The breaking point came during a meeting at the El Rey Court Hotel in Santa Fe. Production assistant Dana Chavez recalled the heavy silence as Connors flipped through the pages marked in red. When he reached the climax, rewritten to favor Lancaster, he looked up and asked, "Why am I still in this film at all?" Lancaster shrugged and calmly replied, "My character has more depth." Connors stood, tossed the pages to the floor, and walked out. The next day, he withdrew from the film, returned his $20,000 advance, and paid an $8,000 penalty. In an interview later that year, he said, "I can lose money, but I won't let my character become someone else's shadow." Lancaster finished the film with another co-star, and The Bitter Track released quietly in 1972. It failed both critically and commercially, and Connors and Lancaster never spoke again. Not at the Emmys, not at SAG events, not anywhere. But a far more personal heartbreak followed. Not from a rival actor, but from someone who once had his whole heart. Kamala Devi. Connors met Kamala in 1963 while filming Geronimo. She was unlike anyone he had known. Born in Mumbai, raised in London, educated at Oxford, carrying an elegant mix of Eastern warmth and British refinement. They married quietly in Brentwood, with only 17 guests. For years, they lived in harmony, attending charity events, sharing quiet routines, and blending their very different worlds. But cracks formed. Connors was intensely private, while Kamala enjoyed open expression, accepting interviews without asking. During one conversation on KTLA, she joked about Connors reading military history every night. He did not find it amusing. Their biggest trial came when Kamala miscarried after 10 weeks in 1966. She wanted therapy and medical evaluations. Connors refused. He believed personal pain should stay locked away. The breaking point arrived in 1969 when Kamala accepted a role in the BBC miniseries The Maratha's Daughter, requiring months in London. Connors objected, fearing distance would pull them apart. She went anyway. When filming extended, she wrote letters home, but Connors burned them unopened. When she returned to Los Angeles, Her belongings were stacked in the garage, and Connors had left a note with 8 words. "I do not reopen doors I have closed." Their marriage ended quietly. As Connors worked to seal away his personal life, another rivalry surfaced, this time with America's beloved television icon, Michael Landon, star of Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie. While Landon represented the warm, emotional father figure, Connors embodied the tough, silent protector in The Rifleman. Media outlets constantly compared them, framing Landon as the new father and Connors as the old. Connors took it personally. Everything came to a head in 1972 at the CBS Special Fathers of the Frontier in Palm Springs. When asked what fathers should teach their children, Landon ad-libbed, "A child should see his father cry, not a man who reaches for a gun every time something goes wrong." The audience applauded. Connors quietly demanded his scenes be removed from the broadcast. The men never appeared together again. But perhaps the most emotional story was his complicated bond with Johnny Crawford, the boy who played his son on The Rifleman. Their on-screen chemistry touched millions, yet behind the scenes, there were fractures. As Johnny gained fame, fan clubs, magazine covers, national praise, Connors grew distant. During the filming of the episode The Journey Back, when Johnny stumbled through an emotional scene, Connors walked off set without a word, leaving the young actor in tears. When the show ended in 1963, Johnny brought a handmade scrapbook to a farewell party at producer Arnold Lavin's home, hoping for a personal message from Connors. He never got it. They never reunited, never filmed together again. Yet, when Connors died in 1992, a white wreath appeared at his gravesite with an unsigned note. "Thank you for teaching me to stand tall." Many believed it came from Johnny. In the end, Chuck Connors lived a life shaped not by the roles he played, but by the relationships that bruised and broke him behind the scenes. Behind every smile on screen, there was a story untold. Until now.